The Midnight Anomaly. On TikTok, there's a girl named Haley who has a whole account filled with videos from concerts. She loves documenting these experiences and sharing the music with everyone online. But tucked away in her many videos is one that doesn't quite add up. At 3:00 a.m., her security camera's motion sensor was triggered, but what it caught is hard to explain. A bizarre, worm-like anomaly moves through her hall, into the living room, and then into the dining room. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. Naturally, the comments on the video were flooded with thoughts, with one person joking, "Me at 3:00 a.m. going to grab a snack, trying not to wake the whole house." Whether this is a ghost or just a strange floating worm, what do you think? Whispers of the Kitchen. A little over a year ago, a woman named Rose and her husband bought their first home. They were beyond excited to finally have a place to call their own. But soon, their joy began to shift into unease. Just weeks after moving in, strange things started happening around the house. The couple would often hear knocks coming from different rooms, but they shrugged it off. After all, they were still just thrilled to be in their first home. One afternoon, Rose was preparing lunch before heading to her night shift. She stepped out of the kitchen for a moment, but when she came back, the stove was turned off. Confused, she called out to her husband, thinking he was playing a prank on her. But he wasn't even near the kitchen. These strange occurrences only got stranger.
What? Oh, why didn't you see that?
At 662-671-8688 for more information. Thanks everybody for helping our local kids. There's power in caring, power in community. That's
This is getting ridiculous.
Citizens National Bank. Member FDIC.
One evening, while home alone, her husband heard faint sounds coming from the kitchen. Curious, he grabbed his phone and started recording. What he caught on video would stay with him forever. He cautiously walked into the kitchen, only to find two mugs swaying back and forth, as if moved by some unseen force. He stood there, perplexed, watching them rock back and forth, unable to explain why they didn't lose momentum. But as he stared at the mugs, the cabinet above them slowly creaked open on its own. That sight sent him stumbling backward in fear. When he returned to the kitchen, the mugs were still swaying. Since that day, things have been quiet in the house. No more strange disturbances. But Rose and her husband can't help but wonder who or what was behind these eerie events. The Haunted Patrol. 7 years ago, a Reddit user named Stalker the Zone worked as a security guard at a hospital. One late night, under the dim glow of overhead lights, he began his usual patrol through the building's endless hallways. At first, everything seemed normal. That is, until he passed by one hallway and noticed a wheelchair sitting to his left. He didn't think much of it at the time and continued on. But later, during his next patrol, something made him stop dead in his tracks. The hallway looked the same, but the wheelchair had moved. It was now sitting to his right, completely out of place. A chill ran down his spine as he realized he wasn't alone. That's when he decided to start recording. He stood there, waiting, his camera focused on the chair. Then, suddenly, the wheelchair began to move. The large wheels at the back spun, and the chair rolled forward on its own. If you watch closely, you can see the wheelchair turn, as if it was positioning itself to face him. That sight was enough to make him bolt. And honestly, I can't blame him. I would have run for my life too. The rocking cradle. Inside a family home, a CCTV camera recorded what seemed like an ordinary day in the kitchen. The footage shows a man going about his tasks, completely unaware of anything strange happening around him. But then, something eerie catches his attention.
Well, you're not asking if everything was going good. And I have told you about, it's okay, but it's just like the vibe here is not normal. I don't like it. It's like a big dark. Yeah, I don't know, like, oh, you remember that? Like the light on the bedroom? That thing was just like, yeah, for no reason, I was just turning on my stuff and on and off, yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck, hell no!
The baby carriage, which had been sitting still, suddenly starts rocking back and forth on its own. At first, the movement is subtle, almost imperceptible, but it slowly grows more pronounced. The man, now noticing the unsettling sight, freezes in his tracks, clearly disturbed by what he's seeing: the shadow at the door. In this chilling video, a man is enjoying a quiet evening at home when an unexpected knock on the door breaks the calm. Curious but slightly unnerved, he walks over to answer it, and what he finds on the other side sends a chill down his spine: a child's hand banging on the glass. When he opens the door, the banging stops and the hand vanishes. He quickly closes the door behind him and turns to head back inside. But then, he freezes in terror. A dark shadow darts across his kitchen, moving with an unnerving speed and eerie grace. The figure is shapeless, yet its presence is unmistakably menacing, radiating a cold, malevolent energy that sends him into a panic. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button to support us. And if you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on our future videos.